guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Green Tea with Dags, channel of self-love, self-development and mental health issues. Let's face it, we all talk to ourselves. We all have this inner dialogue with ourselves during the day that can go two ways, just like the stick, positive, negative. How we think during the day and during the week and during the month, it's usually the pattern of thinking, so our habits of thinking. Our habits of thinking impact every aspect of our life, from the decisions that we make, the actions we take, the results and the outcome of those decisions, relationships, pretty much every aspect of our life. This is what drives our behavior, so as you can see, it's pretty important. And I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, it's easy to say, just think positive thoughts. But how can you think positively if you've been thinking negatively about yourself for such a long time? If your boyfriend, your girlfriend, someone from your family, your parents, your sister, your brother, your best friend have been telling you you're not good enough or been criticizing you, how can you turn that around? You have to remember that you've been thinking negatively about yourself from pretty much your childhood. It started quite early. Very often it's an innocent comment made by someone close to you, might be a member of a family, someone at school, your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. And then you start thinking about this. The more you think about this, the more evidence is there created in front of you as a confirmation. So then you register this as a thought that quickly turns into belief. So it's really difficult to turn it around just like that and stop thinking negatively about yourself if you've been thinking about yourself negatively for 10, 20 or 30 years. You can't expect it to stop in one day or 1 week or even 1 month. You have to work on this every day in the same way as if you've been thinking about yourself negatively. So for the next years, you pretty much have to completely change the way you think about yourself. So how can you do that? Well, number one would be brainwash yourself. By saying brainwash yourself, you have to be really selective with the information you introduce to your brain, whether it's media, social media, magazines, books, radio, films you watch, programs, anything like that. You really have to be selective, and you have to decide that you're going to introduce only positive things. So really brainwash yourself with positive podcasts, videos, movies, books, magazines, and only surround yourself around people that really reflect that positive way of thinking and vibrate this positive energy. Number two, understand that someone else's opinion is just one opinion, 1 in 7 billion. I know it's difficult sometimes when you have someone, it might be even someone close to you, someone from your family, that will have a negative comment about you, about what you do, how you look like, what you wear, what is your hairstyle, anything like that. And it's very difficult. Sometimes we can have hundreds of compliments, but one negative comment can actually turn us into a negative way of thinking. But you have to understand that this is just one opinion, and it really doesn't matter because there's so many other opinions that might be very positive about you. Remember that everyone is looking at you through their perspective, through their background, environment, circumstances, and through the perspective of that day. So maybe something happened to them during that day. Maybe they are actually thinking negatively about themselves, and then they're portraying that negativity on you. Maybe that's actually their insecurity and they want to highlight that someone else has got it as well, so I'm just going to point it out. So really don't take it too seriously. Sometimes it's really just a bad day. And remember that there's so many other people that actually think about you positively. But the most important person is you. You have to like yourself, you have to feel good in yourself, feel good in your body. Even if it doesn't look the way you want it to look, remember that it's not your final destination. And there's so much you can do, so much you can change And also body changes with age as well, so those changes are something very natural that's going to happen. And very often you just need to introduce very small subtle changes to see results and really be happy with yourself. So don't think about this as this is it and nothing can be done. A lot can be done, and don't take one negative comment too seriously. Number 3, practice self-love. By saying practice self-love, sometimes it's really needed that we really need to give this love to ourselves, because there's no one else that really gives us that love. So we can't really look for approval, admiration in anyone else. We can't rely on someone else's compliment so that we can feel good. We have to compliment ourselves. Of course, not loudly. We can do it with our self-talk and looking in the mirror or making some notes here and there, really positively feeding ourselves with those positive compliments to ourselves. You know, when you're trying some new clothes, say to yourself, hey, I actually look good. When you are doing something and you've done something really well, really compliment yourself, hey, you know, I've done a good job. When you look back at your achievements, say to yourself, hey, I've come so far and I'm actually proud of myself. Anything really that will make you feel good, and concentrate on those positive things rather than negative things. We have so much negativity around us anyway, and of course by loving yourself, I'm not saying that you have to be selfish and you have to be not in a narcissistic way. You really just have to focus on the positives, acknowledging that you are of course doing the best that you can and that you're trying to progress even further. You acknowledge the mistakes or the flaws that you have, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the positives. And then the more you focus on positives and positivity about yourself, the more things start working out, and then you feel even more positive. And this is how it really is. It's kind of like a circle. Positivity drives positivity, but you really have to start with yourself. Number 4, you are enough. I know I've said it before in my previous video, but this is important to say it again and again and again, because I know that there are people around you that might not be telling you that, and I'm sure that this is not something that you tell yourself, but you are enough. You don't have to change for anyone. You don't have to change your style, your health style. You don't have to lose weight or put on weight. You don't have to change your behavior. You don't have to change your job. You are enough. The way you are, it's exactly how you should be. You are in exactly this spot that you should be. You're not too late or you're not too quick compared to the others. Really, everyone's got a completely different path, very unique path, and don't really look around what everyone's doing, what everyone's achieving. Focus on what you are trying to achieve. Focus on your plans. Be proud of yourself and remind it to yourself that you are enough. And if someone doesn't like you, or if someone said a negative comment, that doesn't really matter, because the most important thing is how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, and you are enough, and you don't have to change. The right people will come to you. And then finally, number 5, you are unique. Imagine when we are born, we are perceived as being as a miracle. It's a miracle that we are born. It's really 1 in a million or billion chances. And this is something, when we are baby, we are being treasured. It's a miracle. It's fantastic. It's amazing. But then when we are becoming adults, we forget about this, that we are actually a miracle. And we start having this very average life and accepting average things, and we really should be pushing ourselves and our life to the uniqueness that we are destined to be. We have very unique fingerprints, of course. There is no other person with the same fingerprints. There's no other person with the same experiences, knowledge as you, with the same look, with the same eyes. No wonder. You are 1 in 7 billion. So the fact that you are so unique, it's your power, and very often people don't really use that power. They are afraid of other people's opinions, what other people will say. They're not starting anything different. They don't want to be the one that will start maybe the trend or something that no one actually has done before. So they prefer to actually follow what everyone's doing, or maybe someone will start that and then I'll be the second one, I'll be the third one. But really, you have to take responsibility in your own hands. This is your life. You have one life. You are unique, you are enough, and you need to start loving yourself and talking positively to yourself, because that dialogue will only going to drive your behavior, your decisions, your choices, your outcome, and you will see that life's going to change really fast in a completely different direction, because when you do something different, you'll get different results. So very often you have to push yourself when you are exercising, for example, and you're trying to achieve a level of fitness or a different physique. It's not going to change with the same if you're going to continue eating or exercising the same way. You have to change something. It's the same inside of us. We have to change something inside. We have to change the way we look at things, and then the things we look at change. So start with yourself. Start with this positive dialogue, even if it's weird at the beginning. Don't be afraid, because this is just between you and you, and hopefully things will change. Thank you very much for watching this video, really appreciate that. I hope that gave you a bit of a positivity and maybe a slightly different outlook, and start talking positively to yourself. Let me know in comments if you started, if that helped, and of course if you'd like to follow similar videos, subscribe and like this video if you like it. Thanks very much. Bye.